This is 2OF Entertainment.
Hey, how we all doing?
Great, and you?
Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever we are on the planet.
There we go. Yeah. Now we're live, finally. Okay, so before we start, I have to give a shout out to a new sponsor. It's a company called Sound Peats. This is what they do. They sent us this beautiful noise reduction headset. It's very cool. I would like to say that I'm using it. I used it last night. You can listen to music and everything else with it. However, my wife has confiscated it, so I cannot use it. So I can show you the box, but it's very cool, and it's really good. And the link is below, and they give a discount to all the fans of
We need the wife next time in the show to tell us.
I know, right? So anyway, this is a great wireless headset.
Let's have a close-up, Stephen.
Hold on a minute. It's a great wireless headset. The link is below. It's Bluetooth, or you can hook it up with a cable. So it depends on what you want to do, but it's very cool. So I like it. I used it. I got to use it last night for all of about a minute, and then everybody in the house was like, "Oh, that's really awesome! I think I want to use those headsets." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I that was it. So here's the box. That's what I said to them. I said, "You need to send lots more," and they were like, "No, you get one. You get one to demo." So we're demoing the one. The link is below. They sent us earbuds a few months back, and their earbuds are really good. So, and I will say that I've used Beats and I've used Bose, and this one actually works as a better headset as noise cancellation, I would say.
Yeah.
So it's very cool.
Do you think that your family members have started to wear them because you make too much noise, Stephen? Is that the reason why they took confiscated from you?
The only reason that they wear them is because I'm alive. So the minute I die, there'll be no headsets needed. So there you go. So there you have it.
There's nobody to listen to.
Nobody to listen to.
Noise reduction.
Very cool.
If they are, really or interested in selling the product into Europe, then send it over here, and I'll quite happily wear it.
You know what's really funny? When they reach out to me, they go, "How many do you need?" And I say, "Well, we've got 20 shows, and you got 20 hosts. And if you want to send them out to all 20, I will give you all addresses." And then they're like, then they go, and I go, "Or you can send it to the guy in the Netherlands." I say, "You tell me." And then they write back, and the lady's name is Sarah. That's their marketing person. Says to me, "No, I think we're just going to send them to you." And I'm like, "Okay." And so I'm the one who gets them. So I don't know to tell you.
It's easier.
It's easier instead of sending it to like every host that we have, and they can all wear them and use them. And I was like, "But you reach a bigger audience." And they're like, "No, you're like," I guess they watch the channel and they're like, "You're on pretty much every show. You can just tout it on every show." So they're having a sale now, and they're pushing for, I guess, Amazon Prime Week, which is the 16th through the 21st. So there'll be a sponsor through this all the way to the 21st of July. So we'll be prostituting the heck out of their headsets.
Well, good for them. And thank you very much.
And the link is below
for considering us and coming on. We're always trying to help as many people as we possibly can.
Yeah, and try it. Can't listen, as they would say, it couldn't hurt. So there you go.
Well, I'm sure there's some very happy people in your household who can't hear you talk anymore.
Dave, did you watch the cigar show? Did either of you watch the cigar show on Saturday that we did?
No,
of course not.
No.
So I didn't want to.
I don't watch any of the shows. I don't have time to watch the shows.
That's first of all, we complimented you on the cigar show all day Saturday. It was nothing but praise David Day.
Oh, what happened?
Well, we have to watch the show. And after this during the Habana cigar show, we found out that Lamborghini was going to let us all get Lamborghinis, the three of us on the cigar show. And of course, David doesn't get one. So as Riza said, when we do the show in London in August, we're going to have David come, but he can't come into like the restaurants to eat. He's going to sit outside because he never gets invited. He never gets gifts. He never gets books. That's what he complains about. So that was the joke on the show, that we're all getting Lamborghinis except for David.
Okay.
So,
well, I'm not so much complaining about it. It's just sort of saying, well, the world is larger than the US. That's my.
I tell our sponsors that all the time. There's a
well, the nice
sponsor
thing
that
about the
reached out that wants-
Lamborghini is that it'll be considerably cheaper to give me one here than it will be to ship one to the US. So,
You see,
actually,
we
not
immediately have
really.
a topic suddenly.
Lamborghinis? No, we can get off Lamborghinis.
Yeah, we
as quick
stopped
as you
one
want.
of the programs saying that what is the meaning of life for the young people? To have Lamborghinis.
That's right. That's right. Free Lamborghinis. Yes.
actually,
Retire as quickly as
the
they
meaning
can.
of life for a lot of people, it would seem, is to have sound reduction headphones.
Exactly.
Yes.
It depends on the moment, because at some
family.
specific moment,
I think living with
really
Stephen, that's every moment.
I think yes. If you hang with me, you definitely want to have like sound reduction stuff constantly. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I guess so. Maybe it gives me some sort of mental nightmare.
Confidence.
I've no mental nightmare of having to hang with Stephen.
Mental nightmare.
Wow. Mental nightmares. Thank you very much.
Well, the nightmares can be only mental. They cannot be something else.
Yeah.
Well, there you go then.
All right. Yeah. So now here's the question. What are we actually talking about today, Adam? Because
today,
you said the topic was a surprise.
Yes.
Freestyle.
Because we will understand the topic at the very end of the show.
Okay, we're going to do it in reverse.
Yeah. We're going to do it in reverse, and we're going to close. David saying, so today topic, he will say topic is over, and that's how we will know. So until then, you have to be patient. And let's talk about what's going on in the world, for example. Because I was on vacation for 1 week. I don't have any clue. I came back and there's the end of the world almost again.
It's the end of the world. We had presidential debates. France had an election yesterday. The UK is having an election. Today is Canada Day.
France had elections, and Le Pen, they won with 30. How much? 30, 40%.
Yeah. Well, we'll just see what happens now. There's a big run on Amazon for brown shirts now. So in Europe, where they're sold out everywhere.
I can't believe there's a run on it. They should have just kept them from the 30s.
Yeah, there's probably a warehouse full of them somewhere, Stephen.
But here's the good thing: when it all breaks to hell.
Yeah, noise reduction.
Noise reduction headsets from our sponsor. There you go.
Everybody will be screaming around you, but you won't listen.
Won't hear a thing. That's why that's good. I think my family's getting ready. So there you go. So thank you to our sponsor.
For the third world.
Oh my God. The third world.
This whole French thing is going to be really interesting because, first of all, there's going to be this second vote. And there's about 12.5% of people that didn't vote for Macron and the left, and also didn't vote for the right. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of shuffling of cards, I think.
Yeah,
and then of course, but and I heard this morning actually that the party from Le Pen, they've already said, that he won't become prime minister if they don't have a majority.
Wow. Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah,
but
because
that's
I
think, no, they have to have majority or no.
Yeah, but even so, they won't have anything to say. They'll be blocked at every intersection in their policy. And of course, even if they do get into power, which is always a possibility.
Well, I'm guessing that Europe and France especially needed this because they're flirting with high votes for a long time, and it's about time to maybe. But I'm not sure if they're gonna have a.
Well, they can't. They can't. Even if they get in, they can't do anything because half of their policies are against EU rules, and France doesn't have the money to do what they say they're going to do. So,
but I mean, from the votes, I think they cannot create a government.
Yeah, they could. They could.
They could.
Yeah, it's a 12.5%.
The second vote.
Yeah.
When's the next vote?
2 weeks.
A couple of days. Yeah, a couple of days. I think
it's
a very short period of time.
Okay,
No.
I thought it was in the FT this morning because that's how I was when Adam was saying what's going on. Oh no, the FT is more worried about the British vote that's coming up on July 4th.
Why?
Because it's Britain, and then Le Pen, Trump, and liberal panic. That's what the FT is talking about.
Yeah, but they know that they're gonna lose for a long time.
Who knows? They're gonna lose
big time. The Tories are gonna lose by big time.
I'm not so sure about that, Adam, because that we had this sort of air of arrogance around the Brexit thing. Everything would be tickety boo, and it all went.
There's new Brexit coming around.
No, but everybody thought Brexit was a slam dunk, that we wouldn't leave the European Union, and of course, the people who we needed to vote against it just didn't bother to vote because they thought, oh, it's going to happen anyway, and that could well happen for the Tories. They could just because they are able to mobilise a lot of people. And a lot of people may think. Maybe a lot of people on the left would just think, "Oh, it's a done deal." So let's not get too busy if I don't get to vote today because it's going to happen anyway. And then when you turn around, they're back in power again.
There are always people like that. So
but that's what happened with Brexit.
It's a part of the voice. It's part of the voice.
With Brexit, though, they also didn't tell them the truth, right? Because let me rephrase it. There was a big campaign about what Brexit would or wouldn't do, and it was not really truthful. So people thought Brexit was something that it wasn't, and the people that actually read the newspaper,
because Brexit was an idea in general. It didn't have any practical.
It was around. It was around
let's
forever.
Make UK. Yeah, let's make UK great again. It was like this.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. How and what? How and when? And how it's going to happen with who?
Well, the Brits still think they have an empire. they still go around the world.
There was an article. In The Economist or FT a couple of weeks ago, and it talked about the small business people in the UK. That when there was Brexit, this lady who owned a tea company, she could actually ship her tea. Of course, there was no issue. She shipped it, whatever. And now because they're Brexit, they have actually taken their company and moved, I think it was either France or Germany, because it's easier to do business with their clients now. They've moved their whole shop. They've left the UK
if they had the European,
because you're just like, So, and that's pathetic.
You've got paperwork up the yin yang, and then we had this
mainly this.
And I think it was in April. I think the last bit of Brexit actually clicked in. So now they're having to look and check every lorry that brings in any form of plant or or agricultural products or meat or dairy. And you have to. And there's a whole industry. All those people that were made all the customs agents that all of a sudden disappeared when everything got thrown open, and everybody was like, "Okay, fine, we don't need them. Goodbye. Go be a hairdresser." They've all had to come back again, and so you've got this whole layer.
So your custom agents are all hairdressers.
They were. What else? What else would they
More
do?
beautiful.
Wow! So you have like the most gorgeous custom agents, and their hair must be.
No, they were all hairdressers. They all had an incredibly important social and economic position in society. Which as do hairdressers.
But what actually, David, you know better, I guess. What actually changed?
I know so much better. What happened? It all it's all gone to shit. Simple as that.
Yeah, but it's going to shit everywhere. So they can the side of the Brexit can say, the Brexit was not successful because it was not implemented the way it should. That's what Farage is saying.
Well, they lied.
The right people with the right.
They lied. They lied about it. They lied about what Brexit was going to do, and then when people realized that it wasn't true, it was too late. And a lot of them, and it was like, we want to redo. And I remember, I forget who it was, but they were like, "There's no redos. It was an election. It was an election needed to be in it or out of. You said you wanted to leave. You're out." And everyone's like, "Well, we want to redo. We didn't understand it." It's like, this isn't like elementary school or primary school. Like you're playing a game of football, and you want to.
It wasn't even an election. It was something more deeper.
Yes, a referendum.
It was a referendum. That's
Sorry.
a direct voice from the people, you know.
It has at least, in the very lowest possible numbers, it's made everything between 5 and 8% more expensive. Anyway, regardless of the fact that.
So you see, this is the reason we need governments which know more or less what's happening, and we don't understand this world, right?
That's not actually true. We don't need governments. What you need is you need people to be told the truth. There's a difference, because if people are told the truth, they can make a decision. The campaign that they ran to get Brexit was a lie. Like they had a bus that said, you're going to make $300 million. It was like all this crap that they did to get out of the EU.
It wasn't a lie. There
Yes,
were
it was.
lies.
Everything they told them was a lie. Even the FT did a whole story.
But we are fed with lies everywhere. We are fed with lies with the European Union.
My point was that. Yeah, but that's because people don't take the time to read or learn. They see a bus or they see some pamphlet or they watch something on Instagram. They're like, "Oh, this is true," right? The bus was it.
But you cannot read something about the future because they were voting for the future. They were voting that they don't.
No, they're voting for stupidity.
They were voting at what they were sold, right? Was that we can save all that money and it can be reinvested. That's a narrative. That's a narrative. It could happen. It never
with the right policies, but with the right costs. There's always costs.
Never happened. And they also said,
why didn't it happen?
Because they have no money.
Because they didn't have any money in the first place. And
it
also said, well, if you vote for Brexit, right, then it will stop all the illegal immigrants flooding into the UK. And what's happened? What's happened since then?
More.
Yeah.
So what was wrong? What went wrong?
Well, what's wrong now is you can't get a Polish plumber or a carpenter or anything, or get your house fixed.
But it was the reason.
You can't get any Polish people. No Polish people. They're all gone.
And so a lot of people left the national. Yep, they left. A lot of people left construction. There's tens of thousands of people needed in construction. Probably even more needed. Hundreds of thousands of people needed in the healthcare. They just said, well, I've been here like 20, 30, 40 years or whatever. And now all of a sudden I've got to bugger off because I've got the wrong.
So they will put the new immigrants to those wards.
No, they won't, because they don't want them.
No, they won't. They don't.
They're the ones we don't want.
Right. Do you realize
they're gonna live with this?
Every country is going back to isolationism. If you realize it, America doesn't want immigrants.
The future.
The UK doesn't want immigrants. Russia, I think, will take anybody. The UAE wants everybody as long as you have money. But I know the UAE will take everybody as long as you have money. Thailand's the same way. But big, if you will, superpower countries. They're companies. The companies are literally no immigration. Like, we don't want you to come here. We don't care if. And the president of Poland was like, I don't care if you're a PhD or you're a doctor. You're this. We don't want you here. Literally said that in an EU speech 4 or 5 months ago. So. Nobody wants any immigrants anymore.
Maybe the previous government.
I think it was the previous,
they were very, very hard on the matter.
But my point is, nobody wants anybody.
No, nobody wants.
But did you see all this stuff on social media of all the Polish farmers along the Belarus border spraying out all pig manure?
That's the new thing? No.
They said, well, if we sprayed out all this pig manure because that will keep all the Muslims from coming, being pushed out from Belarus. They won't want to cross this river.
Yeah, because the Russians with Belarusians, they are pushing like 2 years now. They are pushing the borders there. Yeah. It's the same what Turkish did to Greece about 3 years ago. At the borders, they are gathering people there, and they're saying them lies, like spreading news, like, oh, they will open the borders and you can go freely and stuff. Of course, nothing of this is true, and they come gather there at the borders with big numbers, thousands. Yeah. A lot of thousands.
Then they paid them a lot of money to keep them. So the Turks just said, "Okay, that's fine. Give us a whole load of money, and we'll."
Look, they pay them for food and everything, which of course a lot of money comes from European Union also, because there's been arrangements.
Yeah.
Right.
Same with Tunisia as well. That's after they stopped starving them to death in the desert and letting them burn, frazzle up to a crisp. That now seems to be stopping the boats as well. Let's stop the boats. We're all right, Jack. Let's pull up the,
Yeah. On the other hand,
the drawbridge.
The truth is that Europe cannot sustain those people, and especially, it's a big. Look, the problem is also that it's not only those people who want to enter. There are others who want to enter later, and others, and there's no end. So the immigration that is starting.
But part of the problem is we have 8 billion people on a planet that can probably only hold really 4 billion. So that's your first issue.
The problem is that, first of all, that there is inequality. That there are very, very...
No, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Well, there are very big differences between some countries. It's
a cocktail of things. There's no equality.
Yeah. It's a cocktail.
And there doesn't seem to be enough condoms. So we just keep reproducing.
Did you hear what Japan's doing? Japan's giving tourist visas now because their population's going down. So if you're a single white male and you want to go over there and go nookie with a Japanese girl, you can get a visa. It's called the breeding passport or something. I saw an article on it. I thought it was a joke.
They've been the Chinese or the Japanese?
Japanese.
Well, China, the birth rate's going down as well because they say kids are too expensive.
Well, that and the women don't want to get married anymore, and they don't want to be with the guys because they think they're.
But they have the policy also of one child, I think. Still,
no, they got rid of that policy. That was under Ming and everybody. They got rid of that many years ago. Zhang, whatever.
In every case, I think the Indians are those who are making more children right now.
Yeah, the problem is, once again, you have 4 billion or 8 billion people on the planet. We can't sustain it. At some point,
the system sucks.
Well, no. At some point, you're just going to have a conflict, and we're going to have to wipe out half the planet.
We can have a conflict. We can have a conflict if there were 10 people in the world only.
No.
We can still have a conflict.
No, if there's 10 people in the world and you're happy with what you've got, you're not going to go take over things. But the problem is that since the beginning of time, let me rephrase it. Not really. Since the beginning of our mankind, not the previous mankind, apparently, our mankind has wants nothing but like American football. It's a land acquisition game. Everybody since like the Roman Empire and before them, everybody fought for land and fought for this and fought. For what though? It's one little planet. What world domination? I don't get it. So like, just say
it's one little life.
World War.
then
you have world. Okay, just say we have World War III and somebody wins. Okay, so what does that mean? So you won. So big deal. Who cares?
I don't think that you can win any war anymore. I mean, okay, maybe some small wars like.
Well, you may win if you annihilate.
Armenia and Azerbaijan. And Azerbaijan won back those lands that were.
Yeah, but that was an enclave anyway. It's already surrounded by.
But bigger game like in Gaza or in Ukraine or Taiwan,
Moldavia,
or Korea or something like that. Who can win? What you can win?
But that's my point, though. So all these people, Russia's invading the Ukraine. Then they'll go to Poland because, you got to. It's just part of the plan. But then you have North Korea and Russia that signed a mutual pact. So if anybody attacks either one of those countries, then they have to defend it. Well, in theory, Russia's going to get attacked if they go through the Ukraine. So what people are going to do then is not, if I'm NATO, I'm like, well, North Korea, Missile Boy is going to do something. So you're going to attack North Korea. China has said they feel this is China, right? They're the second largest maybe military that works behind ours, has said they feel very uncomfortable now because of this new pact with North Korea and Russia.
That's the Chinese are uneasy.
You don't hear China saying they're uncomfortable with things.
Yeah, but the Russians and the North Koreans, they cannot do anything without China. So I think
that's not true. They just signed a mutual aggression pact, North Korea and China. Yeah, this is what you see on the outside. It's not what's happening in the inside. There's a whole big article. This called The Big Read in the Financial Times, and even The Economist covered it. They were talking about that the Chinese sent their Secretary of Defense or one of the secretaries over there to talk to Missile Boy, because they were very upset about what had happened, because they're like, you're putting the whole region at risk. And so it's very interesting to me. Once again,
World.
we're going to have this world war, but for what? What are we going to end up with? Nothing. You're going to you're going to destroy the planet, and we're going to go back to, you know, the beginning of time. There'll be
caves.
Well, everybody will have hard time, very, very hard time. But the biggest hard time will be those who are privileged, because they will lose everything.
Really. We're leaving. We have my spaceship. I'm going to Pluto next week. The whole show is going to look like I'm still on Earth. We're leaving for Pluto. We already have this packed and ready. Yeah, we're gonna. I'll visit once in a while. But yeah, the rich aren't going to have a tough time.
No shelter is going to shelter anybody, and then nothing. It's the end. So they know it, and they know it much better than we do, because they have any of this president. They have in front of them every day. What will happen if we press one button? What will happen if we press 10 buttons? What happens if we press 100 buttons?
I think we should press the buttons just for fun to see. I want to see what really happens. I want to see if the UFOs save us now. So all the books I've read that says they stop nuclear bombs.
First of all, there has to be UFOs. Maybe there aren't.
I say there. We all listen. First of all, we all know there is. So let's not even stop.
I don't know. I haven't seen them. I have.
In fact, dinner last night. Alpha Centauri, very nice. You should go. But my point is that. I think we just push the button.
Take
the aliens out of the equation. Now let's.
I'm actually an alien. I'm officially an alien.
That's true.
I'm a non-Dutch alien.
You're an alien. You're a British man. You're Englishman in New York, in Netherlands.
No, so it makes me an alien. Yeah.
Well, okay. You're part of the universe. You're nowhere alien. You're at home all the time. Even if you die, you don't go anywhere.
No, I'll still be sitting in the same chair.
You're staying here. We don't see you just in the chair. That's what happens.
Yeah. Just smoke. Yeah.
You change shapes and material.
But seriously, if somebody starts a world war, let's assume it's going to happen this year or next year. I'm thinking I have money on it. I already made my bet. So let's assume
I had money on it, Stephen. We had it on the ad hoc show, but the guy didn't come through.
Not Nostradamus. The new Nostradamus was wrong.
Yeah,
but
he didn't come through.
If there's a world war, what really happens? So everyone's going to release their nuclear arsenals. Yeah. In theory, everything is destroyed. I mean, granted, the presidents or Congress or different countries are going to have their bunkers.
And
some rich people have bunkers. And their hair, God forbid we don't have hairdressers. So basically, for 50 to 100 years, the planet will be unlivable. And the new mankind that comes from it will be something.
It depends on how many bombs will fall down.
All
can you imagine?
Let's push everybody.
Can you imagine what happens if all the presidents were all in bunkers, and then in like in 50 years' time, all their love children would come out? So it'd be like Biden's love children. And
kids with
the Orange Man and Putin, and I mean that doesn't really bode well for anybody, does it?
The first thing that will happen is the communication will be lost. So you won't know what happened.
Well, I just sit here and watch. I just hear all of a sudden go really bright, and then I'll be Kentucky guy.
Not in every part of the world. For example, New Zealand or Australia, they will not see.
No, it'll take a little bit longer. But where I'm sitting, look out the window.
Oh yeah, you are a very dangerous place, because you got London, you got Paris, you got Berlin, you got other European. That for sure the Russians are aiming.
Africa's probably the only place that they don't have missiles aimed at.
No, the New Zealand. It's not.
No, New Zealand they have missiles. They have missiles at New Zealand, Australia. They're
the last on the list. So I don't.
Yeah, but if you're pushing all the buttons at once, your missiles are all going to go at the same time.
You cannot push the buttons at once. There'll be so much panicking that even 10 if they go, that there's the end.
Oh no!
Because
if you push one, you got to push them all.
There'll be no people. Those people who operate, so-called operate them, they know very well what happens if they use their work once. I mean, what they are trained for.
Yeah, we've had a lot of misses in the past, that's for sure. So,
I think there'll be also many small rebellions on those parts of the pressing the button, because it's not that easy. At least I think in Russia.
Well, that's good. But while they're all fighting and bitching with each other about who's going to push the button, some other crazy bugger would have pushed it.
There'll be quarreling who is not going.
But I'm okay. I had all my instructions when I was at primary school. I'd sit under the table.
Duck and hide under the desk. Yep.
Yeah, and then stick my head between my legs and kiss my ass goodbye. That's basically what I got to do.
Look, this happens. This happens if you are lucky. I mean, if you're dead, the first.
I don't want to be lucky. I'd like. Yeah, good. I'll have.
Most probably, we will not be. Most of the people will not be lucky. I mean, they'll be dead. Let's take a medium scenario, like there'll be a lot of bombs, and in major places. That means the economy of the world is lost. We don't have economy anymore. We are in chaos.
Well, we won't know.
So that means that means the first thing you to look around, if you are very much, it depends on the radiation.
Yeah.
What's around you. It has to do also in later time, after the. It'll be a chaos for a long time. I mean, I don't know which countries. It depends on the damages. It depends on many factors, but it's going to be something that we have never seen before, and no other have ever seen before, because it's a very sudden, downfall. It's probably the most sudden after the meteorite, which was the worst probably, because it happened. There were living creatures, a lot of living creatures.
But we don't know that. That's a hypothesis. They don't know that. That's what they pull out of their ass to say that's what did it. They don't know.
There are evidences.
Nobody was here.
They show that. Yeah,
there's evidences of everything. I have a problem with that. I don't think they know. Just like they don't know how the universe was formed, and they don't know how this was. So they have to come up with something to make it for our little human brains to feel good. So I have a real problem.
No, that's your problem, not their problem, because they don't follow what they want.
It's not my problem.
No, it's your problem because you want something else. Well, they don't work like this.
No,
I don't want the evidence that they have.
Until you can tell me. No. Your evidence is weak at best, and here's why. You can't tell me how we became this. You have hypotheses, lots of them, and meteors hit things all the time in the universe, and they see it hit Mars and this and that. They're still there. They're still doing this. I have a real problem that a meteor came and did stuff. I'm sure meteors hit our planet, right? Here's the problem, though. They're not hitting them anymore. So, and little ones hit. So even if there was what's called a dinosaur killer, I have a problem with that. I still have a problem with it because I don't
look. It doesn't have to be big, though, does it? That's the thing. That's the
size of a bus.
Yeah, well, even smaller than that. A large refrigerator.
It has to be big. So because anyway, the atmosphere is stopping and it's burning it, so it has to be big to survive the burning. But it depends also its velocity, how fast it travels. Because if it's very big and it's going very fast, I mean, the atmosphere is going to stop a part.
Well, we know how to stop it. I saw a documentary on it. They flew up to it and got off.
They divert it. They are doing some.
I was quite frightened until I saw them do it. I thought, okay, guys,
how they diverted it.
Are you talking about Armageddon, the movie, that documentary?
I watched this film. Yeah, I watched it on the TV.
Was it called? Was it with Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm not sure, but they were very, very courageous gentlemen.
No, we're talking about before.
That's something about the movie Armageddon.
They landed. I think it was on National Geographic, and they landed on this rock thing, and I think one of them didn't survive, which was unfortunate. But it's more birthday cake for his kids, and it's. It was a quite. I thought it was for National Geographic. I thought it was really good. So I'm pleased that they did it.
You mean that they sent a probe to a comet?
No, they sent these guys up because there was this thing coming towards us. And
the movie he's talking about the movie.
Oh, you're talking about the movie.
It was not a movie. It was a documentary from the National Geographic.
It was he's correct. It was a documentary. It really happened.
Thank
Those
you,
weren't
Stephen.
actors. Yeah,
Thank
there
you.
you go. There you go. Yeah.
I rest my case, counselor.
There you go. So, but no, the problem I have with science is best at, they're good at guessing. Some things they can prove, but some things they can't. Some things it's all hypothesis. To this day, there's certain things. You don't know really what a meteor does when it hits. We have a good idea, but we don't know. And we weren't here when the meteor hit and killed dinosaurs.
We know very well. We have simulations
we
that
don't.
show us you.
Great. I can make a simulation tomorrow that shows anything you want. That's my problem.
But it depends. It depends on your model you're using and what are your data that you're using.
Right. So here's my problem. You can't tell me how this, meaning the universe and the galaxies and whatnot, came to be. And until you can tell me that, everything you tell me after that is all hypothesis.
Nobody tells you anything. Just science has some evidence.
No, they have no evidence on how this was. How that? Thank you. Their best guess.
They have
is not.
Yeah, but they guess is based on some evidence. For example, the Big Bang model is based on some evidence. And we know that
so is the string and so is the string theory, and so is all the other models.
String theory, look, string theory was a hypothesis that was very much liked by many physicists. That was very much liked because it was really, really nice in its whole structure of how it was. It was beautiful theory in general, but it wasn't proven. So. Look, the scientists cannot follow something that they like because they liked it. They liked also the supersymmetry things that they were looking.
But you can't say the Big Bang though. That's the Big Bang too. It's just a bunch of this is our best guess because you know what you can't tell me.
What is the evidence for the Big Bang?
It's on every night.
What is the evidence that the science is using for the hypothesis of Big Bang?
But here's I understand what they're doing. The atoms of this and it came and boom. My problem is this. You can't go from absolute nothing to all of a sudden we have. So how do we get
Because it wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing. I
understand that there's always been something. And science can't prove something.
There is nothing.
That's true.
There is no nothing.
There wasn't anything.
Nothing.
There wasn't anything.
There was nothing.
And then what happened was I don't know if it was an extra channel I got. Then we had Comedy Central, and then we had the Big Bang Theory because that's like on every other night. So that's okay. It's a bit beyond me though. Some of the stuff on that.
Yeah, but since they have some evidence which is pretty much important because you can't overlook it. I mean, you have some evidence. You don't know what's going on because they're looking. I flip over. I don't watch it. I watch it because it's okay. I am pretty sure that it's going to change. That the Big Bang is not. Big Bang is a phase, like your beginning of your life. Is the beginning of your life the beginning of you? Well, in a way, yes. Because it depends on how you identify you. If you identify you,
I think it's a bit of a macho boost, though, isn't it? You know, like, hey, this is the Big Bang. I mean, come on. I mean, is that what you have to shout out when as you're about to ejaculate? This is the Big Bang, and this is my theory.
To answer Adam's question, here's your Big Bang. There are several main pieces of evidence that support, they say, the Big Bang. One is the fact that the universe is expanding, proven with something called redshift.
That means it was.
Once again, they change that every other year. The second is something called cosmic. Yes, they do. Cosmic microwaves, background of radiation, and the third is abundance of different elements in the universe.
They haven't changed anything. Wait, it's
expanding. Like I said,
and it's not just expanding; it's expanding with a faster ratio. That's also to take into consideration. Of course, a big role is played by the dark energy, which we don't know what it is because we can't see it.
It's dark. Well,
Tesla knew about it.
We had a light bulb. We could turn a light bulb on. It wouldn't be dark anymore. We'd be able to see what the problem was.
Yeah, that's a linguistic issue. It's not. It's just describing to describe a thing that we don't understand what it is.
Well, you wouldn't if you were in the dark. You couldn't see it. So
the second evidence is the relic, the light relic, the first light that came. It was the first light that we could see. It was, I don't know when it was out.
Probably from Philips. They were pretty good at making light bulbs.
It was 400,000 years, 300,000 years, something like that. So it was the beginning. It was the first slide, and it was showing how homogeneous also the universe of the beginning was, except from some fluctuations. So those very small pieces and parts of the universe, of the very, very early universe, that was a little more dense and had a little different, very, very small fluctuations, they created all the diversity, you know, because otherwise it would be all homogeneous. So those who believe, for example, those who follow the string theory, they believe also in many worlds interpretations, because they don't answer some things, so they put those theories as answer, which I don't think it's right, because they believe that in every nanosecond, every phantom second, there are billions of new worlds, new universes created, which is even, it's not practical. First of all, it's not parsimonious.
No, but it's nice and easy if you can't think about how.
Yeah, because you need. Yeah, but it's not enough for science.
You don't know the answer. You don't know the answer, so you had another theory onto the end.
Look, the science is facing a lot of problems right now. A lot of problems, and it faces fundamental problems. For example, the biggest problem is that they cannot mix the quantum mechanics with the classical physics of Einstein. They both work very well, but you know, in quantum mechanics happen very crazy things that were not used in our life. We're used to the classic Einsteinian description of the world. Yeah. Everything works. He's still right. We're finding some kind of star somewhere in nowhere, and it's still based on the laws that was described by Einstein. But if you go on the very, very small, on quantum, which everything is quantum, after all, everything, all the universe. So you are quantum, the furniture behind me is quantum, everything's quantum. And we obey also those laws, but those laws don't have anything to do with the classical one. This is a problem. And also we find other stuff, like with James Webb. They found some, I was watching today a cluster of stars that was, they looked at very, very deep photograph from James Webb, you know, and they use the lensing, that it's the galaxies are behaving like a lensing. They lens what and magnify what is behind you, but it's stretching sometimes. So we can see even past, because when we look on the sky, we see the past. So they've found that they were already organized a cluster of stars at the age of 400,000 years after the Big Bang, which was not possible from the model. So model it has problems.
So we know that case, as I said 20 minutes ago, you can't believe their models because their models are flawed.
Yeah, but just technology. Yeah. I like this story. No. This story is what I like.
It's all. Here's the problem. It's no. It's as we get more. Like. It's not what I like. I'm just saying their models are flawed. The model, and as we explore and as we get more technology, meaning AI takes over, we'll find out more and more and more. But the models that they've come up with are flawed, and they change them every other day. They just don't make a big announcement about it because you know that would screw things up.
Everything that Einstein has, look, you are what, trying to all the science take it down? You cannot.
I'm not taking all the science down.
We're using science.
Einstein has nothing. Are they
I don't understand what all the anxiety is about, because you know, before Einstein we believed in God the Creator, and everybody was happy with that for centuries and centuries.
No, there was Newton before Einstein, and other.
Yeah, and before that there was a whole bunch of Chinese guys that did a whole bunch of stuff with if you will, quantum mathematics. And there was a whole bunch of other. Here, this book. There you go. Read this book. This talks all about what we're talking about numbers and whatever. The history of it starts back with Mesopotamia and before, where they were coming up with science and whatnot. The Secret History of Numbers. That's a great book if you want to know about stuff. But that's the whole thing. We make science to fit what we know, and that doesn't mean it's right. Now, Einstein's equations are right, but it's only right because it's what we know.
At the moment,
at the moment, they show what we know.
Yeah.
And there is only moment in your life. There's nothing else. There's
everything. No, there's a moment.
Show me the past. There is no past.
Yeah, well, I'm in the new
There's
moment.
no future.
So.
Show me the future.
Yeah.
There's only this moment, and it's what we have conquered up to now. Always, you're always the edge of your generation, and you know,
Let me ask you
the edge
this:
of humanity.
if
We're always the edge of humanity.
We don't trust governments because governments suck. We all know that. So let me ask, if a government really knows the truth about how we got here or whatever, let's say they know, they're never going to tell you because they can't.
Or the Vatican City, probably. So, they probably got a better handle on it.
If your science is wonderful to an extent, I mean, for the medical stuff that they don't kill you with the crap that they give you. So science
where science is bad. Where science is okay, it can be bad when creating weapons, but
big pharma. A lot
big
of
pharma
BS
is creating medicine that is saving millions.
That kills you. It kills you more than helps you. They get you super bugs. I mean, science is a wonderful thing to an extent.
83 years old now. It wasn't the case 100 years ago.
People lived to be 100 years ago. They had a better diet. They had a better this. It was go back and look. I mean, there were people in China living to be 100
I can't go
plus.
back. I read and I see that they were not having very great
lives. I read too. And it's outside the North America and outside of Europe, Asia.
Tell me something better that they have. That they had better food.
Apparently in Asia they were. Apparently in Asia they've been living to be 100 years old. Like
to have any food 100 years ago, you need to wake up at 6. What 6? At 4 o'clock to go. Everybody, all the family to go to the.
Well, you're saying it's better now than all this processed food?
Of course, it's better now than ever.
It's worse now.
No, it's worse now than ever. All this processed food is killing us all.
Yeah, it's killing everybody, giving everybody cancer.
What is killing
you? Everybody.
Well,
what's killing
you have a choice not to drink not to smoke cigars. You have a choice.
The cigars aren't going to kill me. I hate to tell you this. The cigars aren't killing me. The scotch isn't going to kill me. The crap that they put in the food today will kill me more than the scotch and cigars.
You can take out a garden and make your own gardens. It's easier than before.
Well, we pretty much do.
So you're okay.
Yeah, but I'm okay because I watch what I eat. Scotch and cigars, there's nothing wrong with it. It's all just natural. There's nothing wrong with a scotch or a cigar.
Well,
cigarettes,
everything is natural. Oil is natural. Do we drink oil? No. I mean, oil.
Olive oil. The olive oil I drink.
No.
And most fish are cooked in oil. BP, Shell, Exxon, Mobil. They're cooked in good oil.
Doing to you. We know what alcohol is doing to you. It's not going.
Alcohol does nothing, and neither does cigar smoke.
All right.
And cigar smoke does nothing to you. It's not a cigarette. There's no chemicals in a cigar smoke.
You can believe what you want.
There was actual research done from Cambridge and Oxford. Do you think
the heavy smokers like cigars, like I do, or heavy drinkers believe that this is damaging them? No, they don't believe so.
I don't know. I go see my doctor every year. And he tells me I'm healthy and there's nothing wrong. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Smoke.
He says, smoke your cigars and drink your scotch, and that's what I do.
Drink and smoke. There's going to be a World War III. So don't.
Here's the other thing I have about scotch and cigars or any pleasure that somebody wants to do. As long as it's not hurting somebody, I think you go do it. That's number one. And number two, you're only on this planet for. I know everybody wants to try to live forever. Yeah, but at the end, no, it's not. Cigars chill me out. Scotch chills me out. I go to my doctor.
Only one part of the story. You see only part of the story because the
I only see what my doctor tells me every year at my annual physical and how healthy I am.
We are doing good.
I don't believe anybody. I don't believe anybody because I believe nobody because I think everybody has a motive, and I think the chemical companies, the pharma companies, the government. Everybody has a motive for something.
Stephen, you're doing the same.
I know. I'm only doing. You know who I'm working for? These people. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Sound Peeps, our sponsor of the show.
Later, you become so rich, you're gonna buy them.
I'm already rich, so it's a big deal.
You can buy them now.
I can buy them now. So big deal. But my point is that no, I don't. Even as a child, I would question everything. I still question everything. I just am fascinated by the complacency of the people, of the 8 billion people on the planet, that they just go and sign say, I don't care. Like, I don't believe anything that they tell me because I think most of it's BS. I read things from years ago, and what they would tell the people then is much different.
If somebody is offering you evidence and to call it BS.
Yeah, but what kind of evidence are you offering? Right, but someone gives me evidence on something.
Science has got specific evidence to
do they? Do they have evidence for themselves? They have. It seems like the government. The government has evidence. Science has evidence. They have evidence for what they know.
I've got some evidence for you both, and the evidence is that the time is ticking on, and it's
that's fine.
So, what was the name of the? What was the topic?
This is more. This is just government conspiracies.
No, I think that the name of today's topic was "Everything Went Bang."
That's the topic of every show.
That's the topic of every show.
Everything went bang.
But you know something? Next show we will do something very happy. Only happy things. A lot of beautiful lies.
Hookers? All right.
Oh,
beautiful lies.
If you can have a big bang, that would probably make you very happy.
Oh, we're gonna have hookers next week. I'm excited about it. Well, we're gonna party like it's 1999. There you go.
Yeah, I'm sure the sponsors are gonna love that, Stephen. Are they going to be wearing the headphones as well or not?
The hook, yeah, because no one wants to hear me speak. So yeah, so it'll be great. So no, there are sponsors all through the 21st of July. So they'll be on. You'll see them on every show now for the next 21 days.
After the marketing department's gone into meltdown after watching this show.
After this, yes, right.
So that's it, then, gentlemen.
Listen, we should have them. Adam, it was good to see you. I'm glad you're back from your holiday.
Good to see you too. Always.
It'll be fun. We'll have to have another next week. So next week we're just talking about happy things.
We'll talk about vacations.
We'll have a happy ending next weekend. Next week we
have happy endings.
We'll have happy endings. We like happy endings.
Yeah.
So
everybody does.
Talking about that, I got to book a massage. Anyway, but
maybe life is a happy ending. All of life.
Life is happy no matter what. It's good to be. It's good to be somewhere. It's good to be here. Whether the dinosaurs really died from
you can have a big bang followed by a happy ending. There you go. That's the ultimate way to go.
Oh my God, that's
big and a happy bang.
A big happy ending bang. There you go.
Gentlemen,
it's always a pleasure.
Now that is the name of the show.
Yes.
Big happy ending bang. I like it. Hold on. Let me write that title down.
Right.
Everybody.
Because it'll be a series. What's the name?
Big happy ending. Big happy ending bang.
Big fucking happy ending.
And don't forget, you can catch all this craziness live every Monday here on YouTube. You can catch the replay on Tuesday, or you can catch it on wherever you get your podcasts if you don't want to look at our beautiful faces. Don't forget to tell a friend, subscribe.
And now we review also new stuff.
Yeah.
Like good. I need probably. Is there a microphone in there?
No, I couldn't yesterday when I was playing around with these people, our sponsor below the link. I couldn't. I tried to use it to speak, and I couldn't.
No,
so
I
think
it's just only, right?
I think it's just the noise reduction. For listening to music, though, I listened to music on it last night, and it was like, wow. It was
I listen
awesome.
To music like this.
Well,
it was real. I was really impressed,
guys, and then everybody can go wow as well. So nice to see you.
Bye.
See you.
Cheers, everybody.
Nice.